watch than it is for a bigger district.
Yeah, I mean, your game's at 2:30 today that you're going to watch.
Yeah, and luckily I'm flexing today, so I get off at noon, which is great. So it just really worked out, and because I saw them whenever they played at Abilene High's gym, it was the last spot. So we've been kind of on this Lubbock Cooper Patriot. My brain of
Robert Lee. One of the biggest cheers is who you rooting for, MHS or CHS or whatever. I'm like, who you rooting for? LCP, PPT.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
let's just go PATS.
Yeah, let's go Pats. But again, Bacon, there's Fostel last night, 58-44. And we were talking before the show about coaches that in every level, whether it's the NFL, the NCAA, college football, pro football, NBA, you name the level, there's coaches that are just better than others. And there's coaches that just earn the respect that, man, when you have to play against that team, I mean, you see what Michigan State, Izzo is still competing well. They beat Purdue last night. The coaches in this area, Fostel's got to be one of those that he's championship on the boys' side, came close to winning it on the girls' side, and now he's doing it not just. I said, well, he had twin daughters, and the twin daughters have graduated. Yeah, continued success at EULA.
When I started coaching, there was a group of coaches that were really good to me in our area, and this was a long time ago, and I was coaching at a Christian high school, so maybe they had a reason not to be good to me. But there were some that were really good and some that weren't so good. And Fostel was definitely one of the guys that he didn't have anything to gain by being good to me, and he was. And then as far as other really good coaches in our area, like Ryder Peacock at Albany, he's been doing it a long time. You don't hear his name as much as some others just because of the success Albany football's had. But I think Albany basketball's 24 this year. I think that, Reese and Ruffin both do a great job in town. But no, Fostel, especially retiring last year, Fostel is probably at the top of the heap if you're talking about career wins in our area. Joe Crabb at Stanford's really good. I've never coached against him, but I've ref some games.
Well, and Crabb, now I've been trying to look. He went to Farwell, and had a chance to win a state championship last year for Farwell. Unfortunately, came short on a free throw or two and lost. But Crabb, he was at Strawn, then he went out to Garden City, and
if I start naming names, I'm going to get in trouble. But to your point, I think Fostel's as good as there is in our area. And if you say a down year at EULA, anytime he's been in charge, it's been 2 or 3 rounds at minimum.
Right.
So
and now with this split, there's a chance, and one of the things you could see happen possibly. I'm not a fan of it. Again, I wish he was still going to the Drum to play a tournament next weekend. He's not. He's not even going anywhere yet till the Dome. But the success that they've had is unbelievable. But you look at what can happen in that district with the split. That's where I was going with it. Gordon and EULA, because big school, small school,
both be there.
You could have 2 state champions in that district. And tonight, Gordon, if you got nowhere to be and you got plenty of time after your 2:30 game, unless you're throwing a big Sweet 16 party or 13 or whatever, 13, that's how old she is. Sorry, Clay, didn't get her to 16 yet.
No, not yet.
She may think sometimes she's 16, but you're still 13. Is Jayton and Gordon are playing it. It's just going to be normal. Girls game at 6:30, boys game at 8. The difference is one's trying to get to state tournament, and many will feel like the 8 o'clock game will be for the state championship, just like it was last year at Wiley. Could not find a seat. I told Tracy we got to get there early. And that was the case. And what was funny, Jayton and Gordon played it. The first played the second game. Once the 1A game was over, you could sit wherever you want because Friendship in South Lake Carroll, there was as many people in the studio right now at that game. But today, ACU may have as many people in that gym as it's had in a very long time.
There'll be a really good crowd. When the split happened amongst small school people as far as basketball goes, that early possible matchup was one of the first things people started to talk about. I went to the Lubbock Estacado and Brock boys game on Monday, and that being a round one game is crazy. I understand the UIL's thinking to some extent with this split. You know, if you're gonna split Division I, Division II for non-football sports, you're gonna create extra travel,
Right.
and you're either creating that travel in the short term for the play, or you're gonna do it for several nights during the regular season. I think they kind of chose the lesser of two evils. I wish they could adjust the calendar to where if you make the state semifinals, you're not playing that game on a Monday or Tuesday night, and then you have to be playing a Thursday morning game if you're like Fostel last year had,
Right.
I think at 11 or 1 o'clock
Right.
after playing a Tuesday night state semifinal game. That's insanity.
And I think last year was the first year without the state tournaments, right?
Yeah, it was just state final.
All right, so it was last year. So Crab, Farwell is way out there. I mean, you could hit a golf ball and hit New Mexico. So Farwell, you drive and play. I think they played Lipan or somebody at ACU. You win that game. Well, you're not going to drive back to Farwell. You just get ready to keep going on to San Antonio. And so it's like you pack in clothes and all. Again, I'm one of those traditionalists. I miss the drum. I have not been to the state tournament since it's moved to San Antonio.
Everything about the games in San Antonio, to me, everything about it being in San Antonio is better, other than when you have to watch the game. Now, if you're lucky enough to sit on the floor and I'm spoiled, it's fine. But if you're sitting up in the stands, you know, you're watching a game in the cabin. But parking, hotels, restaurant options, it's not a race to Schultz's or Serrano's anymore.
That's what I've heard is the amenities of San Antonio are better, but the basketball is not. And so I encourage you to find a place. Talking about coaches that have done a good job. I think Brent Kilpatrick at Cisco continues to turn out good teams. They'll play Collinsville tonight. Coahoma and Wall. Coahoma is another town that, and again, anywhere, KLGD1069.com, you can listen to us anywhere in the world. A little bit out of the big country area. Of course, everything's the big country now. Shout out to Evan Wren, Brendan McCullough, and all those guys. But Coahoma's become a place where they're really good at softball, and now they're playing really good in basketball. And of course, everybody knows the Wall that is Wall to compete against tonight. Just a lot of good games. And again, of course, the boys are just in the second round. Wiley had a big win against Monterey the other night. Had to come from behind. Your boy Conover, man, that boy gets excited. He cracks me up. He was getting up and down. I was like, dang, he's going to get rough in the technical. I know he wouldn't, but
I love to watch him.
But Conover's just so,
he's so animated.
In Ruffin, he's kind of a little more stoic and, kind of goes back and forth and coaches. But, man, I'm telling you, Conover is like an ejection seat on that chair.
There are a couple times, Conover, first off, those guys have done a great job all year. They've had a couple injuries that they've pushed through. And they played great. Had 30, but no, Conover. That's my brother, man. You get me choked up.
Yeah, but he cracks me up. He jumped up and he was. You could tell he was still coaching his tail off. And again, that's one of the perks. And he had that with you when he was at Cooper. Mm-hmm. And Coach Harvey is a good basketball coach. And when you have those guys on your staff, there's a reason other schools and colleges they hire former head coaches to be assistants. Because you can't see everything. And anyway, it was just a lot of fun. Swade, again, former guest of the show, had a big night, had a big and one at the end to kind of extend the lead. But it was a really, really good game. And for the first time, and we look back, and Andy Penny, who is a numbers guy, that was the first playoff win for Wiley as a 5A.
Yeah, they've had some close calls in the first round. I think they've kind of flown under guard by far. And even the other night, they had a guy that have had big nights all year that had an off night, and like Jack Williams, that's a freshman, stepped up for him. And
he was big. It was
his third quarter, he took over.
Yeah,
he did, and then Blaze played great on the glass.
Blaze did
Monterey had no answer for him.
No, they could not. He played so hard. Extending plays, if you will, as a quarterback that you run around. he was extending plays by rebounding and
Oh, yeah.
and getting second chances, and they didn't. They really didn't have an answer for him inside. And I told Conover, I said, hey, we need to get if he develops that JT Toppin left hook, could be
See,
very
there you
good.
go. Wiley wins their first playoff game since 2018, and you're telling Uffin and Conover stuff they got to do better.
Hey,
true Wiley Bulldog right there.
Hey, no.
Can't
They're
help it.
No, that's the
successful,
truth.
and there's always something they got to do better.
Hey, that's the truth, coach. You can always get better.
Golly.
You always can get better.
I'm here for it, Hodge. Keep
Hey,
it
add
coming.
that
Keep
little,
it coming.
yes or no? You had that little.
I got your back.
Bulldogs
Hey, no,
roll.
hey, Ruffin, Conover, I got your back. I loved it. You had that little jump hook that JT Toppin does. Shoot, but you're right. Blaze did. He played really good. And I'll end it with this, and we'll come back with some football talk. It cracks me up because Andy and I do the football for Wiley, and you don't ever see these guys without a helmet on until back, and it's like you don't know who they are. It's like that commercial that Jaden Daniels is in with the center, and Jaden Daniels like, man, why are you wearing your uniform? He goes, so people know who I am. I'm like, that's what I need. Like, hey, get your football number on. But again, congratulations to all the teams around the area continuing their season, and shout out. We'll end the Lawrence headline report with this. Has America taken over?
No.
No, not yet. But congratulations to the women gold medalists in hockey. When we come back, the combine is happening, but the stories are not the people in the combine. It's outside in Sam Darnold. I've got a list. We'll see what they got. No, and all this on there. What's up, Michael Dean? What's up, Swade? Let's go, Swade, right there. But there was a couple times, Blaze gets it down low, and I'm like, just score. But yeah, he extended some plays. Swade had a big and one. What was not funny? Jack and Blaze both got hit in the back of the head or something.
Conover had to patch Jack up.
Yeah. And because I had to take a phone call, and Conover's out there doing surgery like a doctor. And then Catherine Gay is working on one, and they had ice bags, and each time they would be
Really?
icing.
And it cut me, Nick.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Where are they playing today? Somewhere out west, I guess.
I should probably know that. I don't.
Either Fort Stockton or somewhere. They're playing El Paso Burgess. My senior year,
They played Andrews.
Oh, okay. El Paso Andrews. My senior year,
More friends listed on
my senior year, we played El Paso Burgess or Andrus in the little 3A Merkel. We were playing them in the third place game, and the coach from El Paso Burgess, the medals or something didn't come in, and so the person running the tournament for Big Spring went up and said, "Hey, coach, hey, whoever wins today, we'll reach out and we'll get the medals to you, our trophy people, whatever." And that coach said, "Oh, we got this. We're playing Merkel. Here's our address. Here's where you send it." We beat their tail. Little 3A Merkel. Still, I'm not real sure why and how. They didn't see me about like 3 steals at the top of our 2-3 zone, and about swatted. Try to get a quick layup off. My favorite game. That and meet Odessa Permian that year too.
El Paso basketball gets slept on. There's some good team. I mean, in most cases a lot different style. Like it's pretty slow pace. I mean, even some teams from El Paso you would call middle of the road. Like they're really well coached, and they're root canal to play against. We've run into several of them in our tournament. We played El Paso High this year. El Paso High, I mean, that wasn't an easy game. And
Do you know much on what happened with, speaking of El Paso, UTEP and?
Do I know? No, I don't know.
I just saw it on Twitter.
From watching that, from having been in a heated exchange with other coaches.
That Hooten or Wooten guy used to be at Stephen.
Well, he was the assistant at Sam Houston before that, and going back even further, he was an assistant at Tarleton. As best I could tell, it looked like there were some words exchanged. A player chirped at Joe from Mexico State, and Joe told him, get
Move
the handshake.
on.
Yeah. And Joe was trying to go through the handshake line, and Hooten kind of grabbed his hand and stopped him. Joe was just trying to get out of there. And at that point, Joe was frustrated. The player probably frustrated. I don't know. I don't want to put words or thoughts.
It escalated.
Just as far as how I would have felt, this is probably an unpopular opinion in conservative West Texas. I think the handshake line could go away, and I think we're right.
Yeah.
If you're asking for trouble,
everything in between. We're brought to you by Loud Cattle. We are hanging out in the Cozy Live studio here in the Mall of Abilene. Michael Bacon in for Josh, Misty, and Hodge here with you. Lots to go on. We've got John Stark with the Abilene Flying Bison will be in the 8 o'clock hours. They have their third annual Bison Bash tomorrow. Lots going on. I'm glad the weather is looking amazing. Lord, we will take some rain, but great weather, great things, and everything in between. The Combine is happening in Indianapolis. I think it's interesting. That's where they have it every year. One of these days, I may ask Laura Rutledge, hey, do you know why they have it in Indianapolis every year? I don't know that, but they do. Lots going on. Big Bailey from Tech had a big 4.540. What was your fastest 40 time? Do you remember?
5.
Misty?
4.
Mine either.
So 40 times. I did run 1.48. I don't know if Coach Thatcher started late or if I was just flying.
Impressive.
4.8. Oh, well, that's not that impressive.
For you, yeah.
And that was 30-something years ago, not last week.
What do you think you could run it in today?
Uh,
And who out of the 3 are winning that race?
I'm going to put nothing. And this is no insult to Bacon. I'm saying you probably work out.
See, I would pick Bacon.
I've always been slow, and now I'm fat and slow.
Yeah, it's kind of like golf. You can be slow or bad. You can't be slow and bad. That would be me. I'd be fat and slow. So no, I'm putting my money on you unless you're going to throw the race. I would say you run the fastest. All 3 of us. If Josh was here, I'm still picking you. And I'm sure Josh is listening. He's more than welcome to take.
We may have to have.
There's no doubt we could take time. Walk off 40 yards
in the mall
here in the Mall of Abilene. Sell tickets.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
We would need an AED medical staff on site just in case something happened.
Yeah, which hospital or nurse, doctor would like to sponsor this?
Well, in Abilene, we've got enough emergency rooms. I've always said somebody's going to get worse because the ambulance driver is going to be going, well, which one should we go to? Well, that one's right there. We could go to that one. Which one should we go to? Like, just pick one. Yeah. So we may look into that fundraiser for somebody, a nonprofit, DRI. We can, the 40-yard dash amongst Hodge Pack. We could bring all the Hodge Pack co-hosts, not like the ESPN people, because like Harry Douglas would probably still win that. But like Bacon, Evan.
I could beat Evan.
Yeah, I think I could outrun Evan. Evan broke his leg like Tiger Woods. Yeah.
Love you, bud. But
and what a great Evan's part, because he'll listen to this later.
Yep.
He'll download, subscribe, rate, review like you should on the podcast. But the combine's going on, and I say it all the time. Football is never really out of season. It's either on the field or off the field. And now you've got a combination of on turf running and all that. But a lot of times this is the week everybody starts airing their laundry of who they want to get rid of, what they want to do. And like right now, and we'll talk more about Dallas Cowboys, and I've got to get my note card that I have down there, because I told you in a tweet and I told you in a post that I had yesterday that today I'm going to make even us Cowboy fans more sad than we are now, or frustrated.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But in a situation this week, AJ Brown's been the topic of what are the Eagles going to do, and I'm like, guys, this is a great opportunity for the Cowboys because you've got all this drama, new coach at the Giants, and then you've got, I think, the Washington Commanders, unfortunately, will keep going backwards, and it'll be because of Dan Quinn. In all that, a lot of the topics have been Tua and Kyler Murray. Where are they going to go? Should they be traded? Are the Cardinals done with Kyler Murray? The Dolphins done big dead cap money hit on them to get rid of Tua. And you were talking about coaches in this area. There's not 32 great coaches. There's not 32 great quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So these people are going to find places to go because somebody's looking for the next Sam Darnold, the next Daniel Jones to happen. And our topic for the Cowboys right now is Pickens. And then, we defensive player. One, I hope guys tag Pickens. Dak to go into the locker room and say, hey, listen, it's okay. I was franchise tagged twice and I got paid. I know I'm a quarterback, but trust this process because I think we could be good. We got to have Pickens, I think.
Oh, yes.
Long term? I'm probably going to be on the other side of this deal.
Not necessarily long term, but I think the window of this, not just because Jerry's 80 plus years old, but the window of how much longer, because Dak is not.
You really think the Cowboys went we're talking about the window like it's open for them to the Super Bowl? I mean, you said you had sad news for us. I don't think that paying two receivers top of the market money, and you'd have to go back to probably the Colts with Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, and Reggie Wayne probably on a rookie deal for the early part of that.
Right. Well, and you're seeing where Chase and Higgins got paid. It's not.
Are you speaking specifically to?
I think it's more. I think it's more the window of. I don't think the NFC is so top heavy and great that the gap between getting, and I know we didn't make the playoffs this past year. I don't think the gap between playoffs and having a run is that wide for the Cowboys, because you do have a very top heavy explosive offense. They re-signed Williams, the running back, which I think was a good deal. Because I thought he was a stud last year. But I do think the window of the Cowboys is not as – the runway's not very long, in my opinion. Yeah, Dak's not very old. He could probably play another 10 years. But I think Pickens is somebody that if you're going to make it in the next year or two, he's –
in the first year or two, I just think they have so many holes to fill. And then – the amount of money you're about to be paying Pickens and Lamb, the defense. It's going to be hard to build a defense. It's going to be hard to build an offensive line. I mean, you look at Seattle and you look at. I mean, the two teams that played in the Super Bowl. Njigba's great, but they didn't have another stud receiver.
Right.
And I mean, look what the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill 4 years ago and got better.
Right.
You need a good receiver. But history shows pretty consistently in the NFL, you can't pay two of them.
Well, and that may be the case. That's why I think tagging. But if you're Pickens, don't get insulted by the tag.
And I have a feeling he may.
Because it's still a lot of money. And I can look it up here in a minute. I don't know what
$28 million.
All right, so $28 million is still his biggest contract that he's had. It's still life-changing money. Is it a large one? No, but it's still life-changing money. In all that, that's why I hope he gets the tag, he takes it, and goes from there. So that's the news on the Cowboys. But on the quarterback side, Fernando Mendoza is going to go number one. Now it's where Simpson go. But all of this talk is Kyler Murray and all this. So I'm going to ask you two. We'll go ladies first with your flowers and all. a new haircut on the birthday of Colin May. Who do you think will be this year's or could be this year's Sam Darnold to where, you know what? I was forgotten. My next team was better. Who's that?
This is a tough question. Well, and I'm kind of just looking at this list that we've got on here. Throw out Malik Willis. I think that looking at this list, and we're talking, Kyler, Tua, Hurt, Willis, and Bassett. I'm going Malik Willis on this specific list.
All right, he's one that's been talked about, or where he could go because he had a good little stretch for the Packers while Jordan Love was out. So
Yeah,
you're
he
going
hasn't had
Malik.
a ton of.
And he's similar in the fact that he was drafted very high by the Titans out of Liberty.
It's like second or third round.
But out of Liberty, and nobody really thought, and then got forgotten. He fell victim to being on a team that wasn't very good. Put him around some people, and he was successful. I think Jacoby Brissett's that same deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Malik.
All right, who you got?
I'm going to say none of the above. Sorry to be opposite of everybody. A lot of being successful NFL quarterback is a situation when he got to the Super Vinny Testaverde. Good luck.
Right.
Panthers, same thing, bad situation. He bounced around a little bit, and then he got to be it. Nobody doesn't get talked about enough. He was a backup for a year in San Francisco and got to see what it should look like when you're well coached,
right,
and you have a good team around you. And he goes to Minnesota and then ends up in a similar offense with young Kubiak last year in Seattle. Seattle did a good job in the draft with their offensive line. They had two good backs. They had a good defense. They played from ahead, and they had a good pass rush. I don't see if any of those guys land in a situation like that, with a receiver and a good defense and a good offensive line, maybe. But none of those guys physically check all the boxes that Darnold does. And I would say that at different times, Kyler Murray and Tua have had and Cousins have had help around.
So you're saying we're not going to see one this coming
No, I don't
year?
think so. I mean, if you're talking about a guy going from not the scrap heap, but Darnold wasn't on the scrap heap. I mean, he was a free agent, and he signed a multi-year deal for fairly big money. These guys are going to get 1 year. Willis may get a couple years, but I can't imagine him getting 4 for 120 or whatever Darnold got.
No, and so, yeah, I got a minute, and may roll into the next. Buffalo doesn't need a quarterback. Miami does. New England doesn't need a quarterback. The Jets do. Cowboys don't. Giants don't. Eagles don't. Redskins or Commanders don't. The Bears don't. The Lions don't. The Packers don't. The Vikings do need a quarterback. Baltimore doesn't. Cincinnati doesn't. Cleveland may. Steelers.
But if you're looking at those situations, I mean, the Steelers' offensive line isn't very good. I mean, Minnesota probably the closest, and I just left. But I think a lot would have to be perfect for any of these guys around them.
Well, and so the Cardinals, that's
They're a mess.
where Kyler Murray is. The Broncos don't need one. The Titans may think they have theirs in Cam Ward. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson has now been given permission to seek a trade. He needs to go somewhere and sit under somebody and learn.
He needs to go play tight end.
Yeah, and maybe that's another option. Tebow should have done that.
So who do you have? I mean, answer your own question.
Deshaun Watson's going to be this year's Sam Darnold.
No way.
Oh, fake news.
No way.
No, it's a hot take. Here's my hot take. On February 27th, Colin's 13th birthday, and my friend Brandy Casper, now Porter, she's married today as well. On February 27th, Deshaun's this year, and he will have a year that will be comeback. Well, he would be hurt, so he could be eligible for the comeback player of the year. And Sam Darnold this year will be Deshaun Watson. He'll go back, and I'm not going to say what I was going to say because that'd be bad. He's going to go back to his Clemson days and his early part of his Texans days. I'm a little nervous about what Kevin Skiles just texted me.
As
He's
you should be.
and Malik Willis is who he said. But Deshaun Watson will be this year's Sam Darnold. You heard it right here, 106.9 Country Giant. A hodgepodge. No, it's real news, and we're going to punch you right back. That is my hot take. What's up, Dr. Lahoma? What's up, boy? And Skiles says, waiting on the Isaiah Likely segment where he ends up. You know what sucks? And I'm looking forward because I'm going to be the comeback player of the year in our league next year. Made the playoffs in another league, won the league at the co-op, and for whatever reason,
Back to back.
don't do well in the Bacon League.
Back to back.
All right, I got time to use the restroom.
So I don't know why they're playing at 2:30. That would just be my.
I know. I don't know. I haven't seen any other games posted at Wiley tonight, but it would make sense that they would have
Well,
another game.
Boston told me it doesn't have anything to do with today, though, but last night, Holly's boys still won, so they can still
That's
practice.
because of that.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet it's because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, there may not be anything else.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It
but-
could also be, I don't know. I don't want to sound dumb, just throwing scenarios out there. I really don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. But yeah, this Lubbock Cooper team, Liberty, whatever they are, I mean, really fun to watch. I mean, boys basketball is just so much, like just the pace is just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
But man, that we watched the Wiley Cooper game at the Kings. I mean, I thought y'all were gonna cut. Like, it was so close, shutting them. Your defense, the second half. Oh my gosh, we were just like talking about it every time watching it, and man, that was really great second half.
Yeah, that was we played well in the second half, but we lost that game in the last 2 minutes of the first half. We made a lot of mistakes. We had some foul trouble.
Yeah, but man, y'all came back second half, and it was a very good game.
Their game with Wiley,
Uh-huh.
the last one.
We're talking about just how they really, their defense, they just really shut them down second half. Really made it difficult.
A couple of passes
For
away
Wiley.
from.
Oh
It was a
yeah,
good game.
it was a really good game. I was telling, we were watching it on TV at the Kings garage.
All right, so I'll give you all little thoughts on what I'm laying down here in this next segment, because I think we started the win beyond the deal, already getting back. As you look at your own island, the reason I say that, all the people in Texas that have either gone to the success across the state has happened everywhere but in Dallas in 95. I even jotted down, even Scotty and Jordan have won in golf.
You're talking about just football.
Everything. So I wrote this down. This is the notes I made. Since the Mavs have won and been to obviously 3 finals, the Rangers have been to 3 World Series, winning 1 of them. The Astros have been to multiple World Series and won 2. The Stars have been to multiple Stanley Cup Finals, won 1 in '99. Tech has even been to the Final Four and should have won if they just play defense and give up the layup instead of the 3, descended into overtime. So the frustration, if you really go do any research, is even higher than it should. Is
Yeah, now
Really
I'm so
frustrating.
pissed off. Thanks, Hodge.
Yep, you're welcome. Welcome back to the Hodgepodge Sports Life and everything in between. Here at the bottom of the hour, number one, Misty, Bacon, and Hodge. We just got done talking about, I had the hot take, and Misty's calling it fake news. It's not fake news if it happens.
It's just bad news.
It may be bad news. And fake and bad, and fake and bacon was a great show. Shake Bake Baby. Anyway, so Cowboys are off season happening. Quarterbacks going where? AJ Brown where? Do we Pickens or not? What should we do? All the things I'm myself multiple times. Missy's going to help that. So I put it on Facebook that I'm going to make Cowboy fans even more sad, frustrated, disappointed. You fill in the word, and I'll let Misty be her word of the day and what she wants to use as how she'll feel in a moment. So this week and last night, the Spurs won their 11th in a row. And the Spurs are the first full season without Pop. Most people, and I'll be honest with you, who's the head coach of the Spurs right now? Do you know him?
I couldn't say his name. I can tell you all about him, but I can't say his name.
Okay. Which makes my point even more so. So the Spurs have let Pop had to step aside, all the things, and their draft pick of Victor Wembanyama, the absolute, they call Giannis the freak. I don't know what you call Wemby. I mean, that is unbelievable.
He truly is. And I love it as a Spurs fan.
All right, so she's a Spurs fan.
And I have been a Spurs fan my whole life, so I don't want to hear anything about jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, and the Spurs.
That's not true. Me and Evan.
Yeah,
we're
Evan
our
Harris.
Spurs fans.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that people were fans of David Robinson back in the day, and then you go from David Robinson to Tim Duncan. What the Patriots are hoping they go from Tom Brady to Drake May. Hopefully they found their guy. But the Spurs have been really good. They had some down years, but they've been good. And so this past week, Brian Windhorst from ESPN was on SportsCenter with Van Pelt, and he talked about how he made his hotel reservation. He said, now, I've made my reservations for San Antonio. And he said, not only that, he goes, because there was a certain hotel he wanted to stay at to make sure it was there. I'm really curious which one it is. Like, is it the Minger Hotel, that old school? Is that what hotel is you want? I don't think it's the Tropicana or wherever we used to have to stay for the CABC. But so he made that, and it got me thinking that the Spurs, even though they had that stretch and they went into the lottery where they got the first pick and they got Wembanyama, and they're already back. I mean, in the fact that we got Wembanyama and we fast forwarded and probably are ahead of schedule than they thought they were going to be. And it made me think the Cowboys, because we all go back to 1995, they won in 96, but it was the 95 season, the last time the Cowboys won. And it's the last time that the Cowboys had been in the NFC Championship game. All right, so this one. Everybody has been to the NFC Championship game because 2 years ago, the Commanders made it. Everybody in the NFC has been to the NFC Championship game except the Cowboys. And I got looking. Okay, Arizona Cardinals, they've been. And if Kurt Warner doesn't throw an interception to James Harrison, they probably win his second Super Bowl. The Rams, obviously, 49ers, haven't won since, but they've been. Seattle just won the Super Bowl. Detroit's been to the NFC Championship game. Chicago has been to the Super Bowl. They lost to Dominic Rhodes, Cooper grad. Green Bay has won a Super Bowl. The Vikings, with the miracle from Case Keenum, made it to the NFC Championship game, but lost to Nick Foles in the Bay's won a Super Bowl. The Saints and Panthers have been. That's an expansion team they've been. 28-3 should have been Super Bowl champion. Everybody's been but the Cowboys. And I flipped it over. Spurs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championships. The Mavs have been to 3 finals, won 1, and should have won in 06. The Texas Rangers, 3 World Series, 1 championship. The Astros, 1, 2, 3, 4 World Series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 World Series champs. The Stars have won a Stanley Cup. The Texas Tech Red Raiders almost won a national championship in college basketball. Scotty Scheffler's won 3 majors. Jordan Spieth has won 3 majors. It's worse than I thought.
Yeah, no, now
And
I'm just really, really sad and disappointed. So thank you for running my entire day, Hodge.
Yeah, and run sheet it says Dallas Island. I really just think it's Cowboys.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a fan of all of the Dallas.
That's
teams.
what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah,
It's pretty mind numbing if you think about it. Now, I think we were talking about windows a second ago. I think Dallas's window has been open where they've had the roster to get there. I would say twice. I think the first couple of Romo years, everybody talks about Des caught it. That defense was his family-friendly program. That defense was bad.
right.
But Dak had a year or two there with Amari Cooper where they lost to San Francisco, where I thought they had the roster and especially the defense. But yeah,
I think the roster they had the best was unfortunately the year Romo got hurt and Dak had to come in and play. I think, and Josh will say this.
16.
Yeah. When Dak had to come in and play for Romo because he got hurt and they had that rookie year and Zeke, and they ended up losing defense, which is the worst thing to ever get in. Keep sending pressure, but they let Rodgers just nickel and dime and beat him. Josh will say to this day he thinks if Romo's healthy, that was the most talented team there.
I mean, 2000, I think they set the modern record for Pro Bowlers, which back then the Pro Bowl meant a little. It wasn't
right.
a flag football game,
But I brought that up in that because the other frustrating part is, and Misty, you're a big fan of Jerry Jones, is
we are buddies.
We did meet. Yeah. In that it's the franchise that is the most highly valued worth franchise in the world,
which makes it even more frustrating.
Right.
That's another one. Put that on your card.
Yeah.
Too.
Is that they're worth $14 to $16 billion, and everybody they built the first cool stadium, and now everybody when they builds one, SoFi want to be Jerry said, but when it comes to on the field, they've not been able to I'm not even saying win a Super Bowl. I mean, win a divisional championship, get to an NFC championship, and see what happens. And so when I saw what we're seeing in San Antonio with Wembyamba, legendary Hall of Fame coach, retires, Tim Duncan, all the things, and they're already going in the right direction quickly, and the Cowboys have not.
I'll make you even more depressed. I think so. There's a lot of luck involved as far as who you draft and who lands in your lap, especially in the NBA. So it's like, yeah, I mean, the Spurs are a great organization, no question, but the pick twice with General, I think the thing that people don't talk about enough is like the NFL. You got like the last segment talking about quarterbacks. They fell ass backwards into Romo, and then they did it again with Dak.
Right.
So it's not like they opened their own window again by pinpointing and finding these guys. You got an undrafted free agent that they got lucky with, and they got lucky again with the 4th rounder.
Right.
And if you really want to get negative, there's something else that people don't talk about enough is how lucky they've gotten twice, and they still have not figured it out.
Right. They've not got Joe Burrow. They've not,
when Jerry was trying to pinpoint guys, I mean, you're going like the guys that they pinpointed and went after, Quincy Carter, Chad Hutchinson.
Well, at one point in the draft room, he thought about drafting Johnny Manziel
and wanted to trade up to draft the year they drafted Zeke in the 1st round. They wanted to trade back up to try to get Paxton into a second contract as a backup. So that's the crazy part is they've gotten super lucky with these 2 guys. However you feel about Romo and Dak, they're above average quarterbacks.
And that's the thing. Everybody's like, well, Greg Austin's listening, he'll say, like, get rid of Dak, get rid of Dak. Dak's a top 10 quarterback and maybe more top 5 to 8 quarterback in the
Darnold
league.
can win one, that can win one.
Right, 100%.
It's about who's around him. It's not just about.
And I think it's about what, and I hate, I've gotten where I don't like the word culture. I've changed it to atmosphere, because you can walk into a restaurant or you can walk into somewhere, a hotel. You talked about the place y'all were at. You walk into a place and the atmosphere, you're like, man, I love this place. I mean, you said earlier, oh, hey, Clay, we got to go to this place.
Yeah.
And so the atmosphere at places, and you heard Sam Darnold, he was, man, I just love these guys. Sam Darnold left for dead, and he was off out there and bounced around and was have to go to the 49ers, and I think learned from a Shanahan, and even who'd have thought maybe learned from Brock Purdy. But it was all about the atmosphere that was created there in Seattle, and everybody was like, man, Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year, first year of the Patriots. What Mike McDonald did in Seattle was impressive too. And so I didn't mean to make everybody disappointed, and
It's okay. We stay there.
well, I mean, hey, we'll probably play "He Stopped Loving Her Today" on the way out, but by George Jones. But my point is you start looking and going back to the Mavs. They fell back into they trade Luka, and they end up getting the right lottery ball to get Cooper Flagg, who maybe has an opportunity. I mean, the guy can barely buy a lottery ticket on how young he is. Do the Mavs continue toward a championship again way before the Cowboys do? And that's why I brought all this up.
Yes, the answer to that question is yes.
And
And
so-
basketball is different than football too. Like, I don't know, when I think of, and maybe I'm just still hung up on Jordan days, but basketball, you just need a couple of guys like Wemby, feed him every time. Whereas football, it's not like that.
Well, but I think the other deal is, yes, you have to have a couple, but the biggest thing is you still have to surround yourself with people that make you better. And
There's a lot more key players that go into winning an NFL game.
But
than an
I think
NBA
we're
game.
even seeing this, the dream team, if you will, the loaded star team. The last one to probably win one were the Warriors when Kevin Durant came over. Because even back then, I mean, the Raptors have won the Toronto Raptors Cowboys have made it to the NFC Championship game.
You went down that list of single team in the NFC has been in the NFC Championship game. Or the other thing is teams operate this way. And the only one on that team that's even close is Dallas.
Right.
And leave it at that. That's the problem.
Yeah, it just.
And then you look at the teams. I mean, we said them, San Antonio, that have stability at the top in their organization, and even Seattle. Like John Schneider's built several Super Bowl quality teams now.
Right.
And Pete Carroll left, but he was still there. At the top is Jerry.
And that's the crazy part. When it comes to
it's never going to change.
When it comes to the stability of the checking account and the money flowing in and all that, going to be at the top. There is no one more than making money and making talk. And he talked about it last year at the beginning of the year, and he stirs it up. And that part is stable, but the other very much unstable. But we're going to brighten you up with Misty's bag right after this. I'm not going to lie, that's one of my favorite things that I felt like a real radio guy. Yeah, there you go, soccer. Matt Ramirez, Steelers need to run with Will Howard. I like that, Matt. He's capable to do it. College champion, drafted wide receiver. Let's go. I'm okay with that.
Better draft some linemen. Their offensive line's been
Yeah.
bad for a while.
Yeah, I agree with that. Better have some linemen. Because that's another question is where does Aaron Rodgers land?
A rocking chair. Maybe Minnesota. For as much tension as there seems to be between him and Favre, the similarities of their career arc is pretty crazy, especially if he ends up being a Viking at the end.
Well, I think it'd be hilarious because he would go into every team that Favre was on. Favre was a Jet, Favre was a Vikings. Favre probably could have been a Steeler. But my thing is, I think the best job or the best place for a decent quarterback, and I know we went off a little bit more on Deshaun Watson, is I think the Vikings, because I think Kevin O'Connell's a good coach.
You have Jefferson.
You have Jefferson, you have Hawkinson, Addison's kind of a not bad number 2.
They have a good left tackle.
So I think if you're Rodgers or whatever, I think J.J. McCarthy is the guy. He's very similar to Anthony Richardson. One, he won a national championship. But he wasn't the reason they won that championship.
If I was a Spurs fan right now, I'd be pretty excited.
Yeah.
The NBA's new salary cap rules have made it a lot harder to keep a team together if you're not going to pay for it. But they have so
Oklahoma City.
They're so
won a championship in their small market. And
well.
now, granted, SGA is awesome. And he's
Yeah,
good.
that's
so many
it.
big
That's the
players.
boxing
They
guy.
have depth. Hi.
Bangalingas.
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
Hi.
James.
Sorry, I'm sitting down.
No, you're
I'm
good.
Misty.
James.
All right. Hey, James, we're going to do a few seconds and we're going to bring you on because he's got to go educate the children. So if you're cool, we're going to bring you on about 8:30.
Yeah.
You got time? Okay. You didn't get bumped for bad. You got bumped so they can get educated and
No, you're good.
bacon can change the lives one by one.
That's right.
Gives me time to sit there and watch.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, Kyle McVay, big soccer fan.
What's Kyle talking about on there?
Oh, but I guess there's a league, Bungalingus or something.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what is it that you always say?
Huh? And I say Bungalingus, and Kyle just typed that out, and he's a Bungalingus in himself. Nope. Just roll that. Morning, Coy. Kyle McVay. Now, see, that's not right. The Cowboys aren't the Florida State of the NFL. The University of Texas in the NFL. It's always our year.
Texas has been in some big games. I mean,
That is true. I'll give them that. Welcome back to the Hodgepodge Sports Life and everything in between. To approach hour number 2, which will be brought by Coleman County State Bank. But first, we're going to let Misty introduce the bag. Then we're going to do some ID to make sure all that is legal because we got to take care of folks. So we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this.
KLTV Stanford, Abilene, 106.9 FM. Your home for real country music. Country Giant Radio.
It truly is the best time of the week. Misty's bag. You just never know what she's going to pull out.
I am curious. Are you nervous at all, Bacon? This is your first time to do this.
I'm not nervous. I'm sensing that maybe I should be.
Yes.
I mean, there's been some weird questions, but before we get into our grill and golf, 1166 Ben Ritchie Drive, just such a super fun place. There's so much going on at Mulligan's all the time, but a couple things I want to bring up. Tomorrow is brunch. If you have not been to Mulligan's for brunch, you are truly missing out. It is one of my favorite brunches in the big country. And so tomorrow brunch is happening starting at $10 mimosas. You can get a classic breakfast, chicken and waffles, breakfast burrito that includes the kegs, okay? And if you know, you know. Biscuits and gravy and screwdrivers, Bloody Marys, all the things. So that's going on tomorrow. Of course, they've got Jindo that happens usually at least once a week. If you're a crawfish person, that's coming up on
Monday. For those that are curious, is the Jindo's on Monday.
Yes, that's right. And crawfish bowl is happening 11th, and of course on the Wednesday special, which is the wings. Buy a bucket of beer and get a free small bucket of balls. So all the
Enunciation
things.
is important for me.
Yeah, I've learned I've got to slow down that sentence when I'm talking about the bucket of balls. So there you have it. Mulligan's doing all the good. And also Maxwell opening March 13th. So they're, Kyle's just doing all the things, getting everything ready to rock and roll. So
I'll say this it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not. Mulligan's is the official bar and grill of Cooper basketball. So yeah,
There you go.
Go see Kyle and the boys.
There you go.
all right, so the question of the week is, if your hometown was a person,
Oh gosh.
if your hometown was a person, what are they wearing? And what would they say the dumbest thing you did in high school was? So we're going to spin. It's okay. We're mature now, professional adults.
That's.
So be careful what you share.
I would be using that word mature.
What are they wearing?
Yeah, if your hometown was a person, let's start there. What are they wearing? So let's talk about where we're from.
I'm more curious. Are you going Robert Lee or Great Creek?
I think I've got to go RL on this one because that truly is. I mean, I was there. I was only at GC for 2 years, so I got to go RL on this one. But yeah, if your hometown was a person, what are they wearing?
I mean, I'm from Abilene. If you're going to go to Abilene in 2007, 2008, which would have been my senior year of high school, I would say you're probably wearing, pretty much everybody's wearing boots and jeans and a polo button up.
Yeah, I mean, mine would be and Tracy's younger than I am, and we were dating, and I had some stone wash or the stone pipe pants or whatever, jeans. I think that's what they were called. Those shortly left my closet, but they'd probably be wearing those. And it's not much different than what Bacon said. Not boots. What a boot guy. This whiter jeans, probably a polo, some type of tennis shoe. And we thought, for whatever reason, those braided whatever belts, the leather ones, and you.
Oh yeah, like they're kind of skinny.
Yeah, that belt
Did
would
you
probably
loop it around?
Yeah, you had to do
Yeah.
the loop or double loop.
Yeah, super weird on those.
That,
So I would
forgot
probably.
about the braided belts.
Now there was a time where the shorts were called jams, and we wore those as a kid.
What is a jam?
It
What
was.
were y'all doing at work?
Well, no, anybody in this age
Are they
bracket.
like capris?
No, they were just shorts, but they were probably more like not border shorts, or what's the board short? I don't know.
Board shorts?
Yeah, a little longer.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and they were
So
shorts on.
capris.
No, they stopped at the knee.
Oh,
Robert
okay.
Lee.
Bermuda shorts. Got it.
Yeah, and then a Massimo or No Fear hat.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the old Massimo.
And as far as dumb in high school, I can't think of anything. Now, a buddy of mine made a Xerox copy of this caboose on the.
And where did those pictures go?
Well, he scanned through it, and I think he accidentally broke the copier in the library. I'm not going to mention his name because this show goes everywhere, and I'm not sure what the statute of limitation is on those on that copier. So I'll go. Buddy of mine copying his buttocks.
That's a pretty good one. I hope that they were like taped up all over the.
Well, I mean,
That would have
I
been
guess
even better.
That was a paper moon.
Yes.
As a current educator of high school students, I've probably need to be careful. I'll answer this question.
Oh, 100%. We're not.
I mostly stayed out of trouble in high school. Threw my friend's backpack on the roof one time. That would come to mind.
That's not too bad at all.
Yeah.
And that-
I never made a Xerox copy in my butt. So there.
For the record, it was not me.
But no, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
There you go.
On most of that.
All right, so let's go steer or lady steer. What do y'all call it?
Which is literally a heifer, but okay. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
All right, she's got notes. Makes me nervous.
Well, no.
What are you wearing?
So interpreted this question, not necessarily what I'm wearing, but like what the town of Robert Lee.
I took it down.
Yeah, like I think I gotta throw like some overalls. I mean, we're talking like little bitty town, country folks, some rednecks going on. I mean, like this is what it is. It's small town.
I'm not gonna lie.
USA.
The way she started off the conversation talking about the brunch at Mulligan's, I like she said, like, what food item would your town be? I was like, there's no doubt, because she says it, and I'm not making fun of Robert Lee. I'm making fun of Misty. She'd be a tater keg.
I would be a tater keg.
Because tater kegs is how she says it. And
Yeah,
it just means there's more keg in it.
And I love small towns, but we all know, but when I think of Robert Lee all those years ago, I do. And also, you got to throw in a pair of jean coats also, because I saw some of those at the school too. So there was like this
What's
mix.
a jinko?
A big baggy jeans.
Yeah, it's like these big baggy jeans.
Your overalls would you have to do the one flip?
Oh yeah, I even have a tank. I'll be politically correct on what we call them, but old white tank underneath those overalls. If you know. So yeah, I think back in the day, that's what you would see. And then the dumbest thing I probably did in high school that I did get in a little bit of is y'all probably know this, but in Robert Lee, I was the mascot. And not to toot my own horn, but
But I'm gonna toot.
I was really great, like winning stuff at camp, like
humble pie and everything.
I was the bee's knees. Okay, well, Bront, and if Dr. Lawhon is listening, he'll appreciate this. But Bront Longhorns were our rival, like big time rival. Back in the day when you're burning something on their 50-yard line, like there was a lot that went on back there with the rivalry. Well, when their band was playing and their flag girls were performing, I did flag, and I went out there and mocked their flag girls while they were performing their halftime show.
This is when you wish there was some video of that.
It made the paper.
I'm sure one of the 73 people that were at that game might have a video somewhere.
It made the Robert Lee Observer, which we used to call the Disturber. One of the flag girls' mothers wrote a letter to the editor. It was
what newspaper in Robert Lee?
It was called Robert Lee Observer.
Observer?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Little
We're
bitty
gonna
Robert
Google
Lee.
that and see if it found
I
a way
have
to
the
the
article.
internet.
I may have to share with y'all. My mom had a response. It was quite comical. But I ended up. They were very upset. Said I crossed the line. I thought it was hilarious. Robert Lee fans thought it was the best thing they had ever seen. But I did have to issue an apology and all the things.
Did you issue the apology in the mascot uniform?
No, because you can't talk when you're a mascot. Yeah, I know, but man, it was amazing.
All right, how many of you are that are watching? First of all, if you're watching
No
on
one.
Facebook, well, yes, you're probably not. I'm actually. Are you shocked that she had that in her?
No.
Oh wow, you're not.
I mean, are you I feel like I am a competitor, and I
Small town
love.
rivalries bring out the best and worst.
It brought out the best in me that night.
Yeah, we may see. Do you remember your routine?
No, I just, we had that big, I could still see it, that big orange and black, flag. And I was just in the way of her, video recorder to her daughter. And I get it, but sorry, not sorry. And I still remember the mom's name. Won't say it on air, but yeah, I thought it was the best thing I'd ever done. But was it dumb? Probably. But was it epic? Absolutely. I mean, they were our rival. They would have done it to us. So I'm pretty proud of that. It was a little chippy.
I didn't have anything, but a buddy of mine Xerox his caboose on the copier. Bacon tossed a backpack up on the roof.
I'll add, I graduated from Abilene Christian High School, and I think the statute of limitations probably has gone up on this one. I found out that you are allowed to purchase attendance credits back, private school, little different set of rules than everybody else. And I had a 7th period Spanish class I was really not a fan of, and I don't remember what amount of money could get me back those attendance credits that I had to go sit in a 45-minute credit recovery lab in the morning, but it was well worth it to
Miss Spanish?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
There you go.
Love it. I'm really surprised you don't have anything
Not that I can think.
so good.
No, I wasn't that, but I'm just trying to think of something I
Goody
did.
goody.
No, can't think of anything.
And the backpack on there, like, that's, I mean,
It's tough to get.
I know. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
pretty good right there.
You'd need the Robert Lee flag to reach up there and bring it
Yeah,
down.
who got it down? Like, how'd the backpack get down?
He did. Actually, Dr. Charles Roberry now, but yeah.
There you go. Hey,
got it.
and with that adversity, he became a doctor. Overcame it. All right, there you go. Let us know if you're shocked that Misty was the mascot. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see if we can't find that video, find the article, and find the suit to reenact that. Maybe she could run the 40.
No,
with
I've
it.
got the article.
Maybe she could run the 40. When we come back, Punch, a monkey, is taking over the world.
You have to run your 40. Robert,
Y'all, I'm not kidding. Here is
we can get
Here
Hodge
is
to
the
line
article.
up.
like, I would not consider myself a very good parent if I knew nothing about the rude and deliberate mocking of the Bronx color guard performance by the Robert Lee Steers mascot. As the Robert Lee band performed, they were applauded and accepted onto our field with kindness. Our band sat on the sidelines and watched with no interruption by any band/mascot, etc. Then our band entered the field, and the Steers mascot stood directly in front of our color guard, waving a flag and mocking our girls. She was asked to leave by several cheerleaders, and she ignored this request. As a parent, I come to the game to support the team, but also to support the color guard because this is what my child participates in. I was angered and offended by the Steers mascot's behavior. I am confident in saying that I am not alone in my feelings. The stands were in a buzz and, quite frankly, in disbelief this was being allowed to happen, and no one from the Robert Lee side did anything. Competition between bands is as important as competition between the players. So I feel this kind of deliberate, rude behavior was uncalled for. The Robert Lee mascot owes the Bronx color guard and band an apology.
I really, first of all, I cannot believe you're so rude and did not take in the feelings of the color guard.
And my mom had a response, and hers is a little bit hard to read. She said, I would like to respond to the letter written by blank about the Robert Lee mascot during the Bronx performance. Boo-hoo. Would you like cheese and crackers with that wine? You have a lot of time on your hands to write about nothing. You're a poor sport and need to take up knitting or read a book and keep your Oh, and by the way, don't hold your breath. Proud mom of Stomp.
I know.
That's what my mother wrote back.
Stomper, that's the name
That
of the
was the name
mascot.
Stomper.
I bet.
Is that not hilarious?
It is. But I bet James can hook you up and you could be Bomber.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, collegiate level performance by me every year.
Test your mascot skills in front of thousands of people at a Bison game.
When I really was like, I could be a collegiate mascot. Like, I'm
You
that
should have
good.
went and done that.
I should have, but then, I got married and had a kid. So, dang it, Ethan. No, I'm just kidding.
That's his fault.
But no, it was my mom wrote a lot of my skits and she was really good at it. And so it was fun. And then I cheered.
All right, so
Also.
you're going to explain a Punch the Monkey thing because
Oh, really
I have
will.
no idea.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, it's
Okay.
easy.
I mean
Do you know about Punch the monkey?
I've heard about it.
Okay.
Too much into it.
But everybody's like heard about it, and it's like, what the heck?
Well, I mean, I just typed in punch and Monkey Japan pops up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You pop it and now all these random hearts pop up.
Yeah, I just did it.
Yeah, hearts with this monkey.
For the punch.
Yes.
Yeah. The show is flying by today. It's already 8:15.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
The Baconator, you're killing it. You do good. Nervous? Or were you just, some people, I feel like that first time you get a little like,
No.
We are rocking and rolling. Hour number 2 again, brought to you by Coleman County State Bank, colemanbank.com. Reach out to them and they'll get you taken care of. Reach out to Tammy and her team and they will get you.
Come on, Hodge.
Sir, the disaster of the week. I just talked away. We're glad that you're with us. A little bit of dead air there on the 1-9 The Country Giant, where you can hear great music and Misty and Bacon.
dead air,
Yeah,
just turn
if
it
you
on.
don't hit that red button, it's really not red. I'm like, well, I'm not hearing myself. And then I look, the headphones are there. Oh yeah, it's happening. There's the lifeline in there. The heartbeat monitor is happening. But Hodge, Misty, and Michael Bacon, head coach. Again, one of the business joining us this morning, and Misty said, killing it. Yes, you were not asked. You were like 3rd, 4th, or 5th asked. You were the first asked to join us today.
Appreciate
Again,
it.
I
thoughts?
can actually confirm that because he sided me when we knew
Nice.
Josh wasn't going to be here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, 1000%. Yes, please have the Baconator on the show.
And so, anyway, again, Josh not with us. Loss in the family, and so prayers to Leanne and her family in the loss of her grandmother. And so it's a family show, and we care for our folks. And so shout out to them today. But lots going on. Our headline report again: Eula heading to state tournament. They're in the Final Four, waiting to see if they'll play Bourbon County or her. The Jim Ned boys won last night, 54-49, and then Wiley's playing tonight. Slew of other games. Basketball continues. A shout out to Abilene Christian School, Baker's alma mater. Girls lost in the state championship yesterday. Great accomplishment on getting that far. Misty, you brought up, and actually I said it, and I threw it in rundown because I feel like if we're not talking about it, we're the only ones not. I know about it. I've seen it. I just Googled punch the monkey, and punch the monkey popped up and hearts started coming down like it was Valentine's Day. On it. My understanding, and now I'm going to give you what I think I know, is that this monkey did not have the supportive mom like you who wrote a letter, supportive mom about her mascot friend. Got abandoned and found a random stuffed animal as a new best friend.
Yes, that's exactly right. You nailed it. Yeah, apparently this monkey punch, there's a video out on the internet where the mom, the little monkey, it's honestly so sad, but the mom is like pushing this monkey away.
Do we understand, like,
I guess she's like rejecting her baby.
like, do we know, is it primate? I'm not a studier of primates, but is there any history here of kid?
Well,
I mean, both of you have two.
I mean, I've always
Did you ever push them away and said, go? I mean, give us I mean,
I don't know the
I mean,
history of where they kind of, there's one, almost like runts, like they get rejected. Certain animals reject the runt of their litter or whatever. I don't know the history. All I know is, yes, the mom rejected, in the video, you can literally just see her pushing, and the lady just rolls. I mean, and she just keeps saying, he finds this stuffed animal.
Where do we know where the stuffed animal came from?
I don't. All of a sudden, there's a stuffed animal. I don't know if it was, you know, the zookeeper or whatever, but it's a monkey. The zoo, I guess, had a stuffed animal monkey somehow. I'm assuming they put it out there. This little Punch monkey is seen sleeping next to the stuffed animal that's a monkey, and it's just the cutest thing ever. And then a couple of days of this goes on, and then now somebody else has taken Punch over, not Punch's mom, but now Punch has been adopted by a new mom, and it's just cute. There's videos of this little monkey dragging this stuffed animal monkey all around, and, you know, hugging it and kissing on it. And but yeah, that's the story of Punch the monkey.
All right, so USA Today, this is literally yesterday, usatoday.com. Animal lovers are going bananas for Punch the baby monkey, who is learning to thrive amongst its primeval roommates. Punch, a baby macaque monkey at the Ichawaka, I probably got that wrong, City Zoo, Ichawaka.
I almost spit my water out.
Well, Ichawaka, Japan, about 20 miles east of Tokyo, has gone viral for his sweet demeanor. Abandoned by his mother at birth, the baby monkey has been raised by zoo staff. Early on, Punch was given, so I'm assuming maybe from the staff of the zoo, given a stuffed orangutan to help him cope with loneliness. And now, countless photos and videos of Punch cuddling with his toy have garnered millions of views on social media. It reminds me of something that would have been perfect during Rona, because during concerts, it was like The Last Dance and Tiger King saved everybody. And I feel like that's what Punch the Monkey's doing. I mean, breaking news here for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I was able to contribute these first 4 segments, because I really got nothing for you here. I'd never heard of Punch the Monkey until about 7 minutes ago. And as far as anything I could contribute to this cause, my 6-year-old daughter has approximately 227 stuffed animals. And if Punch wears out that orangutan, we have a number of especially unicorns that I can send to Punch. But yeah, I've got nothing for you here, Hodge.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's crazy how this monkey has taken over, and now we've got people. There you go. If you can see that on Facebook Live, we're Misty showing Punch and Punch and O. We've got people taking pictures of their own animals. Misty, you took a picture of Rip cuddled up to, what was Rip cuddled up to?
So that was actually one of Colin's stuffed animals that she had from years back. And so we call it, you know, Rip's baby. And yeah, so Rip has now all of a sudden, you know, y'all are going to laugh, but, you know, Rip is like my child. Okay. Like, I am obsessed with my little dog. If you don't know that about me, you've learned it now. So I made a post and I said, I showed Rip one video of Punch, and now here's what's happening at our house. I mean, it's just the cutest thing ever. He's on our bed with a little stuffy.
I mean, right now, and I'm about to make, I don't have time to do this, and I may make it, because you should, somebody, and you're welcome, and please remember being a subscriber, review, and listen to this. It's still my idea. There are kids that are experiencing what Punch is as little kids.
Oh,
and you write one children's book about Punch the monkey and the orangutan and how it all starts struggling and then ends amazingly. You just made your own cartoon, your book, and you'll have an island called Punch Island.
Yeah.
Because you'll make so much money off that. Because in I'm going to nerd out a little bit. In 2023, the Surgeon General did a study on loneliness, called it the epidemic of loneliness, in that people were experiencing loneliness. And it wasn't just Rona. It was happening a little bit before, but exceeded and sped up after, about how people truly deal. If you don't have that connection, that's why, and I know you love sports, but that's why I'm encouraging. If you're cool, get involved. If you play sports, great. There's theater, there's ag, debate, do not, because loneliness was, and it talked about in the study that it's people that have a social connection deficit, their body would react the equivalent of today, in that the rise of heart disease, stroke, premature death, all these things, your body would be affected the equivalent of 15 cigarettes a day in this loneliness. And so my point is on this punch thing is people today experience that from kids to adults, our veterans of that loneliness. And that's why connection, that's why we do this is, and that's why if you couldn't have made it and it was just me, I could talk sports for 2 hours, but it's not near as fun as doing it with people and having those connections. And so you're seeing this monkey go viral because one, people can relate, and two, he's a cute little monkey, and orangutans like being his best friend.
I really thought that the most depressing segment of the day would be talking about the Cowboys Super Bowl drought.
Yeah.
But way to go, Misty and Hodge.
But here's the deal. But the PSA is, one, try to not be a Cowboys fan. Two, find people. And when you have your people, and you mentioned it, your coaching buddies, I still say outside of the military, there's not a better fraternity on the planet, the body of Christ, that aside. But when you talk about profession, is coaches.
Yeah, no, it's one of a kind. There's nothing like it. I mean, you were talking about watching Con Tuesday night on the stream. My buddy Wagon, Estacado, Trey, Wichita Falls Legacy. I watched the end of their game. Reese on Tuesday night. Like guys that are your friends, and you watch them, it hurts, or you're happy for them.
Right.
When it goes well. But yeah, if you can't be a part of something, apparently at least get a stuffed orangutan, and
things will change, and
they will. And right now, I know that the thing also about Punch is, let's face it, the world right now is just mad and it's heavy and it just sucks, to be completely honest, in a lot of ways, like high level things, craziness happening, uncertainty. And so I think that's why everybody loves this, because it's just given us the warm and fuzzies that none of us are feeling with the uncertain times right now.
Well, and everybody loves this. The only awkward part is you have to be sure you're going to have somebody film you and post you hugged up to a orangutan.
Please do.
Please do that. Yeah, we'll find an orangutan, and then we'll also get Misty mascot uniform. Hey, poor James gets come on and enlighten us with some great Abilene Flying Bison. The Bison Bash coming up, season 3 of the Bison right around the corner. Maybe we can get Misty as Bomber one night, or Mrs. Bomber, or whatever in between. But when we come back, the Flying Bison baseball coming, pitchers and catchers, all the things happen in the big leagues, and the Bison are right around the corner. Bacon, I know you're going to roll and head and educate some children today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it. Thanks, Misty.
There you go. Orangutans, unicorns, find one to love. We'll be back right after this.
Will you take a picture of us three so I can get it posted? Yeah, let's line up here, and then if you'll come from this angle, we'll stand right over there. Sorry, Bacon, you over there. Okay.
All right, we're good there. I got my Bison hat.
You do? I know. I should have worn mine today. And we have some prairie dogs, because when we threw out a pitch last year, I don't know if you know that, I won that, by the way. You get in the middle.
Not to be awkward, but
Oh, my zipper's not. My bad.
no, I just.
Thank you. I'm glad. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm glad I'm not a dude. Because something may have, slid on out there.
That takes Misty's bag to hold it.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, Misty's bag doesn't need to be out there. All right.
See you, dude. Bye. Later.
Bye, Bacon.
You watch any meetings tonight, or what do you do?
I'll probably try to find a couple streams.
I'm like cheesing big time in this picture. Baby's about laughing. Thank you for telling me. That's a true friend. True friends tell you when you're.
You got a good radio apart.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah. I'm just one of my
Well, I think it
besties.
must be a first one answered about like. You'll sleep during the 6 o'clock.
Bye.
See y'all.
Yeah, Hodge, you're a good friend. Thanks for telling me that I was, not in a good way there. Thank God you told me before I went to work. You're the best.
Thank God before you took the picture and posted it, nobody said it.
Yeah, I would have been photoshopping that.
Not sure how that'll work.
I would have found a way. So
Josh had that thing happen the same a couple weeks ago.
somehow I would have. Oh man, that's funny. Oh my gosh. So what is your role with the Bison?
So I'm the voice of the Bison.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so I've done play-by-play for about 10 years now.
Wow.
Moved
Okay.
into the director of broadcast.
Nice. Yeah, we had so much fun last year when we went and threw the first pitch, and it was so funny because we were like, "Can we even get it there? Like, we haven't thrown a ball." I mean,
Right.
And I remember like kind of feeling nervous going out there because I'm like, oh, and I'm the girl of the group, so they're naturally gonna think that I'm gonna be the worst.
Mhm.
And I ended up being the best.
There we go.
And John even was like, yeah, Misty totally beat y'all. One of them, I think, went in the dirt. Theirs, it was just, I gave them some crap for it.
So
So
they
it
were
was-
all practicing.
Yeah, I was so happy.
It's like one and done. That's all it takes.
I just wanted it to get there, it was slow. Don't get me wrong, but she was a strike.
Yeah, that's all we worry about.
Yes.
First pitch strike accuracy is gonna change the game right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I see. Let me get.
See, look, see, he's still salty. They can't let it go. You
I
were.
made it to the plate. It was just
Josh-
Josh was the one.
Josh was the one.
I would have hit. The left-handed batter might have had to duck, but actually, I thought I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, we both got it there. Yeah, Joshua, who is our baseball guy, in the dirt. Not like, it was
Just-
close.
I mean,
But-
still.
But the flick, it just didn't work for
Hey
him.
James, what's your last name?
Tritely.
Tritley.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Tritley.
Yes.
What's your title?
Director of broadcast.
Okay. Welcome back to the Hodge Facts, Sports Life and everything in between. When you hear that, you know it's time for our Big Country Round segment where we highlight a local player coach program. And today we highlight a team that is in year 3, new league, same logo, same folks running this show, but joining us in studio, the Abilene Flying Bison Director of Broadcasting, James Tritley. James, we appreciate you taking time, and you got to enjoy Punch the Monkey.
Yeah, I know there was a lot behind that. I enjoyed that. Obviously, Coach Bacon and everything that he brings, but yeah, what an intro into the Hodge Pack of hearing about Punch the Monkey.
you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, and so is all the rest of the world. Again, we appreciate Big Country Electric taking care of our power, our tower, everything. Sarah, Will, their linemen, great job. We appreciate Big Country Electric been with us since day one. Roby Snyder and Hanford taking care of them and their members, so we appreciate them supporting the Hodge. But James, year 3 of the Abilene Flying Bison, the Bison Bash. We'll talk about that. Talk about it in a moment. Was supposed to be a couple weeks ago, but our week of ice showed up, and so that had to move. But so James, tell us a little bit about your background. Of course, I know John Stark, friend of the show, all things. But talk about your role and kind of how you landed with the Bison.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I've been doing play-by-play broadcasting for about 10 years now. Getting into this role was a little bit interesting because I was working for a sports radio station before that's out in Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I'm from the DFW.
Okay.
So I worked for 105 for the Fan out in Dallas,
Oh yeah.
and I was the flagship of the Rangers. A lot of fun with that, but I did play-by-play pretty much all my career. So
So Jared Sadler and James Slater.
Yeah, that whole group.
So you have a connection to James Slater?
Jane as much.
Okay.
I thought you said Jared Sandler. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he's been on. I'm trying to get Jane on. We need to find a way to get Jane on the show. One, post combine, pre-draft, but also Jane, like follow her on Instagram. She's going through this house renovation and improvements. It's fantastic. Jane does a great job. I hope she lands somewhere, the NFL Network and ESPN. ESPN took over the NFL Network. So all those folks are trying to figure out where they're going to go.
Yeah, and she's a phenomenal source whenever it comes to that stuff. So I think trying to get her on would be a home run for y'all.
Well, hey, we've had some home runs, but I want to get Jane. I mean, Laura Rutledge is the home run of home runs. Anyway, so for those that you may not be familiar, the fan and the ticket are the two. They're the staples of DFW.
They are, and the fan was kind of the after of the ticket. The ticket, sports radio, that was the one. But obviously a lot of great things out there, just providing a different perspective.
Well, and the fan, that's where Jerry appears weekly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually had the pleasure of interviewing Jerry last November. Wild thing to be around because I'm like, man, remember he had the whole incident with our host the one morning?
Yes.
Tried to fire him completely. And that kind of changed a little bit. And I was like, man, I hope the Cowboys win because they played, I think it was the Giants on Thanksgiving in 24. And I was like, if they don't win, I have to interview Jerry. He's going to be like sour. Luckily, they won. And I was like, okay, we can have a calm interview. And he was a joy to talk to. So
I got to ask this because I feel like so many people aspire to be on shows like that.
Right.
So take us through how did you get there? And I know that we're going to get to the Bison because that's what we're really excited about. But how did you get to do that?
So even before that, I was working for Valley Sports Southwest as a production assistant.
Megan Dobbs?
Who?
Megan Dobbs?
I know the name. I didn't know personally. Yeah. But there were, there were people that I went to college with that worked with the fan. One of their producers, Alec Medford, their midday show, him and I go way back. And I was like, man, I kind of need a job right now. Baseball's not lining up for me. And they interviewed me. We're like, yeah, we want to have you on board. So, knowing the right people, working your tail off, trying to get to the right spot, and ended up being a board op, hosted a few weekend shows. And again, got to talk to Jerry Jones at least once. So that was a pretty cool transition.
Mm-hmm. Are you a Cowboys fan?
No.
Okay. Who are you a fan of?
So my whole family is from Western New York, so Buffalo Bills all the way.
Oh, I love the Bills too.
Well, that was a safe answer because when you said the Giants, I had to turn something off.
Yeah, but the Bills.
And nobody's a fan of the Jets.
No,
Yeah.
not a chance. The only team in New York, Buffalo. So we're gonna just ride.
I think I've cried as much tears being a Bills fan, especially in the most recent years.
Oh man.
Because we just can't get over the hump. But yeah, I mean, the Bills are creeping up, and I've been a diehard Cowboys fan my entire life. But man, I really love the Bills.
It's tough to be a Bills fan, and that goes for now being as successful as we've been, but somehow can't get over that hump. My parents were around to see the Four Falls of Buffalo in the 90s. We're just right there.
I will say y'all are loyal, and we're similar. I mean, Cowboys fans. It's been 30 years. I mean, so
it's different levels of loyalty, though.
It is.
Yeah, because it's always. I think I heard you guys say it's always the Cowboys' year,
Right?
But the Bills, I mean, they hope it's their year. It's all hope.
Y'all are more, I think, logical.
Yeah.
Than the Cowboys fans. We're just very.
Well, but I'll say this, and again, the good thing is not. This almost sound bad. The good thing is Bacon had to go, and we hated to see him leave. But the fact that we've got 20 minutes, we've got a lot of time for some Bison. But the thing about the Bills is the frustration. It's kind of like the closeness is there.
Yes.
For the Cowboys, the closeness is we have a better chance of finding Misty's photo and video as Stomper or whatever, the mascot doing the waving the flag at Bryant than we do the Super Bowl.
I feel like if you're the Cowboys last year, you enjoyed what you were able to see, right? Because you got.
Well, you feel like I think there was so much doubt and maybe doubt and curiosity of what Shoddy was going to do as the head coach, and then you saw the offense could score 100, but the problem is the defense gave up 101.
Yeah,
and so I agree with you, James, in the fact that there is some excitement because Shoddy's the guy. He's the right guy.
Yep.
He created that culture.
You got to give running back you added to with
right.
Williams.
And then and he handled the oh my gosh, the lineman. Leland,
Yeah.
Nealon. He handled that situation, and they made a bit of a run, and then it faded out because, well, the Cowboys.
Right.
But with the Bills, it's like, man, we're so close. And now, going back to pressure, Joe Brady, there's some pressure because they thought McDermott was the problem, not anything else. So they get rid of McDermott. Your quarterback's still the MVP. You still have, James Cook. You have all these things. Now, Joe Brady, you better be the reason.
And they better find some receivers to be able to get it done. It's not going to just be Khalil Shakir and company. It has to be more. They have to have a solid 1-2 punch whenever Josh gets it. Now, listen, we've seen Josh be able to throw the ball to anybody.
Right.
Like and if he doesn't have to throw the ball, he can run for 30, 40 yards. So there's a lot of excitement with that team. So
yeah, it's interesting.
Sorry, yeah, Hodge likes the Bills too. I mean,
I appreciate the Bills, and I'd love,
me.
and I would love to see. I think that fan base is up there with, ironically, them and the Browns are as close to each other as I think they are, because both fan bases need success.
But the heartbreak of the Bills, man.
Right. It's very,
tough.
very, very much
Tough.
legit. So your time at the Fan, got to interview Jerry Jones. We only got to take a picture, wasn't interview. But so you landed, and so how did that bring you to the Bison?
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually looking in the inaugural season of the Bison. I was like, well, John and I had conversation over email, and with him trying to start up this team in the inaugural season, obviously a lot going on. So we're getting closer. Season's approaching. I need to have baseball somewhere. And ultimately, it was, I had for a year always kept up with John. At 24 going into 25, he's like, hey, are you still interested? I would, love to bring you on board. Caleb Galvan first year and worked part of the second year as well. They wanted to do kind of a pairing with us. So he's like, listen, we have this great idea. And then came about, we're going to do a 2-man booth for the second season of the Bison. And Caleb and I worked about half the season. He stepped away with family, and he's still doing great stuff in Cisco. But I got to do all the road games, got to do all the home games, and couldn't be happier to be with a great organization.
You have such a great voice. So I always joke that our poor listeners, I sound like cornbread. But you, like, as soon as you started talking,
folks.
I was like, this makes so much sense. Like, I just feel like if I close my eyes, like, you have such a great broadcasting voice. So, kudos to you for that. Some of us don't
hear that. Like I said, I've done 10 years, and people always say, "Oh, you got the voice for broadcasting." I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm doing the right thing."
Do you feel that way though? Like when people say that, are you like, "Yeah, I do," or is it weird? Are you just
I'm still as humble as can be. I'll never be like, "Oh yeah, I've definitely got the voice."
But I feel like some people, like, again, I make fun of myself all the time, and just I'm animated. Sometimes I talk an accent, or we sing things quirky, but. I mean, you gotta know that that you have a cool voice.
Yeah. I mean, again, I've made it this far, so I feel like I'm doing something right. And then obviously I'll, get off the air and start hanging around with people who have a thicker Texas accent, and that'll start coming out of me too. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're not going on air for this.
Do you ever get nervous? Like, is there ever like butterflies? Or are you just such, like, you have been doing it for a decade now that's kind of gone?
That's kind of gone.
Yeah.
Different environments, I would say, like, you go back to last year championship, the fans pack in the stands, and you start feeling, okay, we need to approach this. Everything has to be perfect, and I know it's not going to be perfect, but we're going to make it as perfect as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and I think what's funny is, another one that's in town, Grant Boone, who, again, works Augusta National every year, Amen Corner at the Masters, and is the voice of ACU and does the LPGA. It's like when you have a conversation with them, it's like their voice doesn't, it's not like they turn it on for TV or radio. It's just their voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying there's not times where you get into a little bit more, and even like Andy Penny's such a pro.
Oh yeah, love Andy.
And Andy does a lot of ACU stuff too, and obviously we call the games together, and he's done tons of games. But I'm not saying get some animation and volume changes, but their voice, I mean, even when you're talking to Andy or Grant, it's like, we're about to go to a commercial because where's the game at? And they're just talking about, yeah, we're going to go to the show. You know, we're going to go eat at Lotto, or we're going to go to Potosi Live. We're going to go to Mullings. We're going to eat. And they're talking to you like.
Sounds like they're about to do an ad read.
And like coming up next. Yeah. Coming up next on number 12 at Augusta, Amen Corner. You know, and then I think it'd be the same way if you talk to Jim Nance, if he said, hello, friends. And you're like, oh, wow, Jim, could you just say that on repeat?
Yeah.
Like, I want that to be my ringtone.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. But and don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to say, which it means it may come out kind of like when Misty said, I was good. I don't mean this arrogantly, and I've got 20 seconds to say this. We'll come back and talk bison. But people say that to me, like, oh, yeah, you got a voice.
Mhm.
And
I don't ever get that.
no, not yet. Yeah. But I'm going to ask you this. Do you think you could handle being with accent? I'll explain why. We'll be back right after this with more James.
He said, James. He did it. He did the thing. That was good.
But
No, the answer is no.
I thought about this because,
Like a high-pitched man voice?
Oh.
No way.
or just,
No.
Like
if Clay talk like this, there's just no way.
Well,
like,
and
I'm
I'll-
a horrible person for saying that.
no, and I'll say this, and I
You
don't.
got preferences, right? I mean, there's certain places you cross.
Or
you know,
like if
that's
are you
crossing the
dating
line.
somebody?
No.
Yeah, okay. But if you were and she talked like this, I'm gonna go out on a limb here
We get the check.
and say,
We're gonna head out.
yeah, you're like texting for a while and then you finally talk to her and you're like, oh wow, so I'm actually feeling sick and not gonna be able to
Yeah,
make
I don't think
dinner.
this is gonna work out. I wish you the best. You're a great person, but
Yeah.
it's not for me. It's personal.
Tones of voices.
Yeah.
Like the Bueller guy, that if that was really somebody talk like that, and that's their tone, I'm not saying it would take a special person to love them. I don't believe that. But I do think what you hear would be tough to listen to that.
I don't think it gets a second date. Like, or maybe even a first date. Like, I think that would just be so hard to overcome. I don't know. And I hate to even sound vain
And I don't
like judgy, but I just think that would be so hard. Like, I don't think I could be with a man that had a super high pitched voice.
I don't think it has to be high. Like, and I know you asked James if it was a girl that had a low voice. I don't think it has to be the opposite of what you think would picture that. I'm just saying, like some people, like there's certain accents you can listen to, whether it's a foreign accent or a Southern accent. Like, I always joke how Lainey Wilson could just read me but for some people, her accent would drive them away.
Absolutely. See, I'm not a Lainey fan.
Like Morgan Freeman, read me a bedtime story every night.
100.
Yeah.
And like the laugh. Like if they're I'm like laughing but if it's like an obnoxious, crazy laugh, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I knew someone like that in high
know.
school, and I was like, she's crazy. I was like, we need to get
Right?
away from her as quick as possible.
But isn't that terrible that like
Well, no, but I think it's
I
think it's common. And then there are some that it doesn't matter. You just deal with it, you work with it, all the things, and that's fine. But it is comical in that whether they're preachers or they're people that have voices that draw you in
yes.
and engage you. And then there's some that are like, I need you to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Or start typing it out.
Laura has a great voice. I love Erin Andrews' voice. Like I when she's broadcasting, I love to listen to her.
Yeah.
Because women, there are some of us do have a higher, more raspy, more, so it just depends. But yeah, I don't know. But it's just so funny to think about.
Well, and you always joke, the joke is you have a face for radio.
Yeah.
Um,
we love hearing that.
Yeah, but
I would be so offended if somebody told me that.
The amount of times I've heard, I would be so
it's
rich
funny.
if I just got paid for it to hear it every time.
yeah, if I had a nickel for every time somebody jokes that you have a face for radio.
Oh my
First of all, I
gosh.
don't think I do. I have a face that could be anything.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two,
Yeah.
my mom. Number two, it is cool being able to have that voice that, because even people that sing, some people sing and it's a twangy, like Tracy has a hard time listening to twangy singers.
You also have a good voice though. So for radio, I mean, obviously you've been broadcasting and
Right.
doing things too, but.
Which is one of those frustrating parts on my end. And I love what I do for a living and I love coaching, but I should have went to school.
Yeah, because that's just like your passion. Yeah, 100%. It's not too late, Hodge.
It's not. We got 10 minutes left and we're
Punch
talking
the
about
monkey. It's never too late.
That's right. I'm going to write that book though before somebody else does.
It's never too late.
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack. We've been literally sports life and everything in between. Go back if you want to watch on Facebook. We went everywhere in between. We got James with us from the Flying Bison, formerly the Fan, Jerry Jones' best friend. Sure. All the Flying Bison, year 3. A little bit of later, start. I'm looking at May. No, is that June? June 2nd.
Yeah.
June 2nd, first game. Talk a little bit quickly. League change.
Yeah, that's something really new, but I think a lot of us are excited about it. Moving from the Mid-America League to the Texas Collegiate League. Obviously, the TCL has been around for 20 plus years. So you look at the established notoriety of that league. Obviously, with the teams that have gone out there, they've seen a lot of talent. They all strive for the same goal that we always do, which is get these players in and try and get them to that next level. So whether they're a JUCO guy, they want to get to the D1. Well, let's see how we can get them there. And I think we've got the right staff to do that. They get the right staff, they get the right exposure, and it's not a strain either. You jump from 60-plus game season to 48. I think this is a huge help on college players, especially ones that just got done playing a 50 games in the spring. Now they have to jump into not as big of a workload, but a lighter season, just to kind of get some reps in and get some more exposure.
Well, and I think that's the deal, whether it's the UFL, which that's their thing. The UFL is, hey, we want to help you get to the pros. This league, this baseball, and I've said it over and over, the reason it's fun to go watch is you're not watching a bunch of 38-year-olds trying to hang on to something of hitting a baseball and playing.
No.
You're watching these young college kids that are trying to either get their NIL. I mean, we've seen some kids that play really well and they still have some college eligibility left, and they go play somewhere where they're now going to be able to maybe not be at a school where they were not getting paid, but now they are on an NIL deal, and you get to see good baseball and, you know, local kids get to do it. Riley Hood was one of those that was the fan favorite. The local kid that made it and had a really good year. And so Dyson back on board. Real quick, talk a little bit about the VA. Excuse me. Coach Viegas landing, getting a big spot in the big leagues.
Yeah, Cam Vega working with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. That's a huge
Bubba
job.
Watson's one of the owners of that, which is
really,
Yeah.
really, yeah.
Also been on the show.
Yeah, true story.
Even better.
Yep.
Even better. Yeah, Cam, couldn't be happier for him. And I was only here 25 and to now, so I didn't get to talk to Cam very much, didn't know Cam, but I mean, you get a guy in an organization that's doing that. I mean, you couldn't be happier. So I've heard nothing but great things whenever he was here with the Bison. So not really surprised that he's got an opportunity like this.
Right. So let's talk about the season, but tomorrow, big, the Bison Bash, number 3. One thing that y'all done a really good job of is connecting to the great merchandise, great swag. Talk tomorrow, going to be great weather. Talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Great weather. We didn't get that a month ago, but we finally get it. Get the fans on out there. You know, we had what I heard a great turnout last year. We're looking to see that elevate another level this year. Merchandise. We got some new stuff on it. See the hat.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of. We're just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the merch that we're ready to roll out. New uniform unveiling tomorrow. We'll get to unveil the coaching staff, which does have some surprises with it. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
All right.
Also, the promotional schedule. I mean, who doesn't love a good promotional schedule where you get to see what bobblehead it's going to be, what all these different things are. Did you guys have a favorite promotion that we did over the past few years?
I love the shirts, the like more like the Hawaiian-ish
The
type.
Hawaiian shirt?
The Hawaiian shirts were really cool.
It could be up there.
Uh-oh.
Well, and I think for people like, and I'm not, Misty may fall into this, but people like me and Josh that grew up in Merkel, Abilene,
Mhm.
the prairie dog touch was pretty cool.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, coming to Abilene, only been here, counting the summer, about 8 months now. I mean, this community is phenomenal. The way that they back this program, and knowing the Prairie Dogs in the late 90s ultimately didn't last as long as they wanted to, try again in the early 2010s, and then trying to bring it back and keep baseball in Abilene. Because I think it's true. You see the turnouts, people come out, want to support this, and we're still paying homage to the past, right?
Right.
Abilene baseball, all in all, it's a great thing to go out and see.
I think it just speaks also to what y'all have brought in, that kind of fan first experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, y'all are really doing a great job engaging with the fans and the kids, Balmer, and in the stands. It's just fun. And we've been to several games throughout the last couple of years, and obviously my favorite was when we did get to throw out that first pitch. Was so fun. But it's just, I don't know, just kudos, because y'all really are doing a great thing for Abilene, and that's what keeps the fans coming back, are those events and those promotional items, and just, and that it's a very affordable, family friendly environment, and that's what Abilene loves. This is such a big family town, and so I think it speaks to what y'all have done as an organization.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this town, we're seeing it right now. The town's growing. People need stuff to do during the summer. Why not enjoy some summer baseball, bring the kids on out? It's a great family entertainment thing to go out and do.
Absolutely.
So talk about tomorrow, time, place, all the things.
Yeah, it's going to be at the DoubleTree downtown from 2 to 5, 2 to 3. Kind of get yourself in the door. Make sure you get there early. For the first, have trading cards. Abilene Flying Bison trading cards. First 250 people through the door will get their hands on the trading cards. Now, from 3 to 4, 4:15-ish, we're going to have our presentation where we do the promotional schedule, the unveiling of the uniforms, coaches talk as well. I get to sit down with Kyle Dyson, our manager, Blake Sanford, our new bench coach. We'll have about a 10-minute conversation there. And then just have everybody out there, come see everything that's going on, and get to meet the team if you haven't yet.
Super cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we can make it. Today's my daughter's 13th birthday. I don't know if you heard that. So got some celebratory stuff happening tomorrow, and she's in a performance at Wiley Anastasia. And so much going on. So I'm hoping that I can sneak in for some part of that. But if I'm not, I will definitely be catching a few games this season.
And be sure you check out AbileneFlyandBison.com. You can see the schedule. Start working on tickets. Susan, I'm assuming that they're still available.
Yeah.
First home game is June 4th. And so you mentioned something, James, about the 48 game season. Is that what you said?
That's right.
I do think having is going to be more beneficial.
Absolutely. I mean, you get a lot of these summer collegiate leagues around the country, a lot of this on a elongated season, right? Because that's just going to burn these guys out. And we unfortunately saw the effects of that last year. Some of these guys got burned out towards the end, and they gave it everything they had, but then they're like, okay, now we got to focus on fall ball for whatever college.
Right. I got to go focus on my other job.
So I think this
Easter set. I mean, how does that work? I know you mentioned right now.
Yeah.
Is the roster set, or when does that? I know the bash is tomorrow, but is the roster set or still adding pieces?
Look at summer collegiate ball. You always want to have the pitchers towards the end because you want to see what their spring season looked like, see what the arm does to them. But we do have some names that have signed. The only name we've officially announced is a return of Ryan Beatty, who you guys had after the Texarkana game last season. So it'll be a fun one to bring back.
Well, and that's the other thing to give y'all listeners a heads up is that the Abilene Flying Bison report will be back. We did that all last year. We'll be doing that again. We'll have either James or John or Coach Dyson or players that will join us throughout the season. Maybe we can work on, I know our Hodgepodge night kind of, we fit it in. Had to reschedule it for
lots of weather.
Well, y'all had a lot of last year. Weather was not beneficial.
Don't even talk about it. John's going to be listening and calling in here.
Yeah. And so,
very frustrating.
yeah. So hopefully we we will reconnect and do that again, and maybe be able to do something. Bison Report will be back around Mayish when everything starts rolling. But again, the Bison Bash #3 tomorrow at the DoubleTree downtown, 2 o'clock, 2 to 5. You can get all the, if you want the trading cards, you better get there early. If you want the swag, you want the Bison hat that James is wearing, all the things you need to be there and be ready to roll. James, appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back anytime. Obviously, throughout the season, we want you to come back. Love, you need to meet Josh. He is our baseball guru.
Shoot me the text. I'll be here.
All right, there you go. Misty, tell Collins happy birthday. Don't forget, go get your tickets at PotosiLive.com. The Toadies, Wade Bowen, tons of shows coming up. And then, of course, Mulligan's has their brunch tomorrow. And head over to Lidl, get you a Hodge Pack. Great places. Thank you, listeners. Again, this is the Hodge Pack on 106.9, The Country Giant.
Get a photo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want, how do you, okay, James, how do you spell your last name?
ETLEY.
I wanted to make sure, and your official title?
Broadcasting.
Of broadcasting this. I get it right.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's let's see, you're pretty tall. Let's do, sometimes we use that and sometimes a selfie's better. How are you with like a little selfie?